Hi, this is George Alger. Welcome to today's segment of Our Ventura TV. Today we're going to be talking about a free summer educational program put on by the River Oaks Academy Charter School. And our guest expert to speak about that is Claudia Weintraub, who is the director of the River Oaks Academy Charter School. Welcome, Claudia. And what is the River Oaks Academy Charter School?
Good morning, George. Thank you so much for having me today. River Oaks Academy Charter is a personalized learning, independent study charter school. We're non-classroom based, but we do have a couple of facilities, one in Oxnard and one in Westlake Village. So we offer education in an alternative way to K-12 students throughout the county of Ventura.
Very good. And you just caught my attention when you mentioned alternative way. What does that mean?
Alternative education is basically that we're not classroom based. In other words, our kids generally do not come in on a daily basis and sit in a seat like they would in a seat-based traditional classroom. So that is what is considered alternative, because it is, we call it personalized learning, but it's also called independent study. So a lot of their studying is done at home with the guidance and support of our credentialed teachers.
Very good. So tell me about this this free summer training program that you have going on.
Absolutely. Well, I think one of the big things that we as educators, as well as parents and everybody else is really worried about is the learning loss. A year of a pandemic, a year of virtual learning, many kids never even made it on those virtual calls. We just don't even know what the loss is that these kids have suffered throughout the year, with the best of intentions of anyone who's worked with the students and all the hard work that the teachers have put in. So we recognize that we probably need to do some summer work with our students. And so River Oaks has decided to offer a free summer program to open to all students throughout the county of Ventura who feel like they want to do some remedial work this summer. So it'll be 5 weeks, starting July 1st, going into the first week in August, where the kids can do either virtual if they want to stay virtual, or they can come to our facilities and do in-person work with our credentialed teachers in the summer for those 5 weeks to get caught up a little bit, to maybe just, put both feet back on the ground after this really rough year.
Very good. And is this for kindergarten through 12th grade?
Great question. No. So we decided that right now we're just going to offer it for high school, because that is probably the toughest loss that we're going to look at, is for the high school students. So we're going to offer it for 9 through 12. And that would also include, obviously, the 8th graders who just graduated, because we consider those rising 9th graders. So we'll offer it for the high schoolers, essentially.
Very good. And when you're talking about a remedial education program, what kind of topics does that actually cover?
Well, it'll cover pretty much all the essential academics, from math classes that they might need to redo. A kid may have failed second semester of algebra, so we'll offer for that student to pick up and redo that second semester, which then in turn frees up that semester at the, during the regular school year. So that would then allow them to continue rather than to have to go and do makeup work during the regular school year. It might include a language arts class. It might include a science that maybe they have failed. Or, for many incoming ninth graders, we are actually also looking at maybe offering them health. Health is one of those classes that many kids like to do in the summer, just to work ahead. And again, we're trying to either get them out of the way a class that they may have failed, or get out of the way a class that is kind of an easier class, so they can focus on the more intense subjects coming up this next school year, which we obviously all hope is back on campus and in person.
Yes, and earlier you had mentioned personal training, I believe, and I think that's actually what you're describing right now, because I was envisioning in my mind that you're going to offer a whole different number of classes like any school would at the beginning of the year, but it sounds like what you're discussing is you take each program or you take each student and you provide an individual program for that. Is that the case?
Absolutely. That's something that River Oaks does as a general rule. We do personalize to each student, where we literally create a personalized learning plan for each student. This is not going to be that much different, but also you have to realize it's only 5 weeks. So we can't offer, too many classes. So we want them to really focus on a class or two where they do need to either reinforce what they've learned because maybe they failed the class, or maybe their grade was a D and they know they can do better if they retake that class, or that they would have to, just work ahead in that class. So again, they can then choose to do something different in the summer. So we want to talk to each student and also have that student connect with his or her counselor at the traditional school or with our counselor, so we can map out what is in the best interest of that student. Again, our goal is to help them make the 21-22 school year hopefully go a little bit easier by using the summer weeks to have them catch up a little bit and work ahead, or redo stuff that they know they could have done better.
Very good. Now, I understand how you could administer a personalized program like this through online learning, but if someone who was to come to the school for the 5 weeks, to get this personalized training, how does that work in a class environment where you have different students who have maybe significantly different needs?
Absolutely, and they will have a plan assigned to them as well. And it's still going to be, they're going to be on campus and they're going to have the academic support. It won't be in form of a generalized class. So you wouldn't look at a class of 25 kids doing the same language arts. It would be that they're on campus getting personalized support. So there's a teacher there, an English language arts teacher, who would help the kids. Now that could be a student who is a 9th grader who needs to make up a 9th grade semester, or a 10th grader, because it's still language arts. So that teacher is qualified to work with that student. But each day or each week, we will then talk to that student and say, okay, this is what we're going to be looking at for you to work through. We are here to help and guide you. So that teacher has that student for 5-6 hours a day working in that subject, assigning and making assignments and giving out the requirements of what that student needs to work in. But they're all working at their own pace, and we're all giving them what they need to work on and what they need to make up.
Very good. All right, Claudia, we're just about out of time here. I'm wondering if you could provide viewers a website where they could go for more information, and if you have a summating message for the viewers.
Well, thank you, George. Yes. So our website is riveroakscharter.com, riveroakscharter.com. And the message is that help your student have an easier 21-22 school year and allow them for the 5 weeks. We're a flexible, personalized program, and we will work with your students. So talk to us, give us a call. We're an awesome group to work with, and we would love to have your student this summer and help him overcome the learning loss that most likely all of us have seen them suffer.
Very good. Thank you very much, Claudia. We're going to wrap things up now.
Thank you, George.
This is George Alger signing off for this segment of Our Ventura TV. Until we meet again.